Hello guys, today is the 4th of Feb 2024. The current time is 3:16 p.m. IST and I'm just trying to analyze the Nifty 50 top stocks based on the Friday's close. So yeah, these are the couple of stocks, where I'm going to analyze today based on the volume. So the first stock, which I'm going to analyze is BPCL based on the volume criteria, right? So let me go to BPCL. Let me analyze where are the stops and what is happening. Okay. So at the moment, yeah, BPCL, it is one time framing, not one time framing higher, but yeah, it has got a nice breakout and the cost basis is seen below the 470 zone. A nice breakout and a lot of buying did came in. This is the zone where, some sellers have shown their hands. Rest all the areas is where, I'm seeing buyers, which have came in, but overall a nice market profile structure in terms of, there are two single prints, one excess, and a lot of sellers are trapped in the Friday's auction. Okay. So yeah, BPCL is moving, it's creating a new all-time high. And now, I'm looking to see do we get further continuation to the upside. So the areas where I'm looking for is the previous day's high, previous day's low, and also this single prints, which are at 540 and 530 price level. And also I'll be looking at 556 to 560 because this is where the sellers are spotted. Okay. So if price opens gap up, obviously I'll be looking for a retracement and see the price continues higher. If price opens within the value, then I'm looking to see the reaction at 560 level. Does this price holds? If not, then I'm looking for price to find the buyer, and it will find the buyer between the 540 to 530 range. Okay. So that is the auction path, which I'm looking for. But overall, yeah, it is in a nice uptrend move. And the cost basis, which I'm seeing is this is the zone where the inventory got accumulated. So 480 to 450 is where, this is based on the order flow, the AI analyzing the order flow. And currently, I'm seeing a lot of stops below 470 level. And this is the area where a lot of buyers have accumulated their positions. So this is accumulation, and as price will go higher, we will be seeing distribution. Classic business way, one way to the other. So that was BPCL. Now let me go to Power Grid. Okay, so in Power Grid, yeah, the first thing which I look at is where is the cost basis. So this is the cost basis in a nice one-time framing higher. Uh, we had a balance between 276 to 280. So this is that 4-point balance. And what I'm seeing is a lot of sellers are trapped in this one-time framing higher. So some of the areas where I'm looking for some price reaction is 276, 260, 256, and this is where these is where this is where the inventory got accumulated, and currently the stops which I'm seeing is below the level of where the inventory got accumulated. That is at 236, and this is where the excess is, which was at 228. Okay, but a nice one-time framing higher. So what is one-time framing higher is the low has not been broken. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So this is the 7 days. The price is one time framing higher, and this would invite some fresh buying. So yeah, I'm expecting the price to move continue higher, and the areas. So this is the first balance, where I'm looking for. So if price opens here, this is where I'm looking for price to bounce and see some sort of acceptance and see some sort of responsive buying. So anything from a price range of 276 to 80, this is the 4-point range where I'm looking for some responsive buying. But yeah, Power Grid is clearly showing a nice one-time framing higher, and buyers are also present in this zone, and there are trapped sellers below 270. And also we have a nice excess here, 2-day excess, so strong balance creating to the upside. Okay, so that is for power grid. Now I'll just look at the third stock, which is ONGC. Okay, so in ONGC, what am I seeing is like this is the area where the stops are created at 264. We are just in a balance. So this is the balance. This is the balance high, and this is the balance low. So some balance rules will be followed, but a lot of inventories accumulated. This is where the buying positions have been created, and stops are created on both these sides. And below 247 is where I'm seeing more buyers and trapped sellers. Yeah, and this is the overall cost basis. So this is where the inventory was accumulated. And now as the price is moving higher, this is where the distribution of this inventory is happening. But yeah, there are a lot of trapped sellers. So the sellers who are trapped here, they are the ones who will be exiting as the price is moving higher. Okay. So upper stops, I'm seeing it at 264. Lower stops are at 228, 224, and 208. Okay, so these are the areas where I'm seeing the stops. Let me go to the next stock. That is, okay, I'll take NTPC because Adani Ports has been less. So I'll just look at NTPC. Okay, so a nice balanced overall. The sentiment is a nice balance, and this is where the price inventory accumulation is seen. And what we have is, so this is where the accumulation of inventory has happened. This is the overall balance area. And the stops, which I'm seeing is at 298. And, we have a sort of an excess. We had 3 days one time framing, then, 2 days one time framing lower, and then again, 1, 2, and 3 days again one time framing higher, right? So this move was to shake out the weekends, and then the price is again continuing. It's journey for new hires and price discovery, and a lot of buyers have definitely created their positions. So there are trapped sellers below 328 and below 324. I'm not seeing any upper stops, but yeah, immediately the lower stops are at 298. Okay. So yeah, so yeah, tomorrow when the Monday when the auction opens, this is where I'm looking for some balance. If price opens above the previous days, I'm looking for look below and fail and see we have continuation higher. Okay. So this is NTPC on the top gainers. Now I'll just go to the top losers, which is the highest volume is HDFC Bank. Let me just go to HDFC Bank. Okay. So in HDFC Bank, yes, so I still have a volume profile, but yeah, that was part of the mentoring session. So I'll just delete it right now. And what I'm seeing is a lot of inventories overhead, and this is where there are trapped buyers. Okay, so I'm seeing also area where the sellers have shown their hand. So this is between 1560 to 1600. This is where the sellers are seen. Looking at the current 5 days, what has happened is we are trading in a sort of a balance. Let me just zoom in and let's just focus on this particular balance. So this is the overall balance. This is where I'm seeing sellers above 1480 and an excess within one more area. So this is where the stops are seen below 1400. Okay. So 1400 to 1480. So we are still in an 80-point range where price is just chopping, and currently accumulation of inventory is happening. Okay. And the area where I'm seeing stops or where the sellers are trapped is below 1440. Okay. So I'm clearly seeing there is some buying retention seen below around 1440, sellers seen at above 1480, and more sellers seen above 1520. Okay, so based on the pre-open data, I'll be again analyzing, and I'll be seeing what's happening. But yeah, overall HDFC Bank has got supply or supply overhead, and a lot of trap buyers above 1638 level. Yeah, so this is the order flow profile which I've created based on my understanding of markets. I've been spending about more than 7 years, and yeah, this is also another area. But yeah, these are just to basically simplify the market understanding and decoding the price in terms of what's the context, what's the agenda, who's where, who's showing their hands, and who is trapped there. Okay. So this is for HDFC Bank. Am I seeing any big volume? Yeah, I'll take the last one, which is Axis Bank. Okay. So Axis Bank, this is where the inventory is getting accumulated. So this is where I'm seeing a balance level, and where we are is this is where the sellers are showing their hands. But 1, 2, and 3 days, it was one time framing higher. The lower stops are at 1020. Upper stops are at around 1140 level. Um, and overall, based on the structure, yeah, so this is nothing but a 3 day balance. And immediately, I am seeing that there is supply overhead. And looking at this particular structure, so we have entered into the value. So the price has entered into the value. And there are sellers above, or there are trap buyers above 1100. Plus, we have got a single print, around 1120, and one more area around 1140 where I'm looking for sellers. Yeah, so these are the zones where I'm looking for supply to come in, and we are also heading towards the cost basis. Okay, so Axis Bank, even though it is developing higher, I'm looking to see how the price reacts to 1100, 1120, and 1140. Okay. So yeah, so I basically use market profile to decode and understand the auction. And if you would like to talk to me, please do check the YouTube description below. There you will find a link wherein you can talk to me, or you can just DM me on Telegram. Okay. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Yeah. Thank you.